New York City is turning everyday food scraps into what's being called black gold, a nutrient-rich compost that not only helps city gardens flourish, but also tackles one of the biggest contributors to climate change.
This material is co-collected food waste and yard waste from the residents of New York City. And what we're doing is pre-processing that material to open up plastic bags and separate that material from any non-organic material that can't be composted. We want to divert material from disposal because it does reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It also can be a cost savings depending on the cost in operating these facilities and the cost to export waste for disposal outside of the city. But also it's a circular economy story. We're making this awesome compost that we can use throughout the city. It improves soil health. It helps with stormwater management. It makes our green spaces lush and healthy. These are aerated static piles where active compost is happening. In each of these bunkers, we've placed a mix of food waste and yard waste at a special recipe that keeps the consistent moisture and temperature ratio while they stay in these bunkers for about 4 weeks. We use probes to monitor that temperature, and we put these specialized covers on top to regulate moisture. We want to keep the microorganisms really happy so they can do the work of composting in these piles. Common contaminants is usually food packaging. So understanding that although the food is compostable, the packaging is not. So we want people to open up, say, that salad bag or toss the plastic utensils in the trash bin and separate them from their food waste when they're putting out their organics for collection. We process about 120,000, 150,000 cubic yards of material through this facility, and that's equivalent to about 40,000 tons a year. But that is changing, right? With our program expansion, we're seeing that number go up. We do have a great statistic that we've given out, we think almost 6 million pounds of compost to the residents of New York City this year. In most municipalities where we've studied programs, they do take time to mature. So other cities we've examined, it takes about 10 years to plateau. And we saw that with our recycling program as well. As a point of reference, we capture about 50% of the paper that's recyclable, and we're just at the beginning of the organics program. It would be great if we could get to, say, a 50% capture rate over the next decade.
When food scraps and yard wastes are buried in landfills, they decompose and generate methane. Methane's a very potent global warming gas, and landfills are the third largest source of methane emissions in the United States. So if we want to take a bite out of the climate crisis, we've got to figure out a way to get our food scraps and yard waste out of landfills and incinerators and into composting, which produces a very useful finished product. As important as composting is, the most significant thing we could do with the food waste issue is to generate less of it in the first place. Americans waste as much as 40% of the food that's generated across the country, leaving vegetables and fruits on the farms, wasting it in supermarkets, producing other waste in restaurants and in homes.
As New Yorkers drop watermelon rinds, pizza boxes, and yard trimmings into compost bins, the city is proving waste can be turned into a powerful climate solution. But experts warn the ultimate goal must be cutting food waste altogether, because the less we throw away, the greener the future will be.